All right, geometry here is our 15-6 homework key. Notice our equation formula right there is for volume of a cylinder is right there. And then for that second page, we have volume of a cone right here, remembering that a cone is 1/3, a cone with the same base as a cylinder is 1/3 the volume of that same cylinder. So let's go ahead and get to work on these. As one of your answers in this test, we'll go ahead and see that. So we're given our height, we just need to find our volume. So our volume is pi r squared times the height. Our radius given is 4 times the height of 15. So 16 pi times 15. 16 pi times 15 is 753.98. So we'll round up to 754 for that one. And that would be in feet cubed, right? Volumes are cubed. Let's go ahead and do number 2. Looks like we're given the volume. We do not have our height. So our height, we would set up an equation like this. 176 is our volume equals pi r squared. Pi times the radius squared times the height. Don't know the height, we'll just use that variable h. Excuse me. We can go ahead and divide both sides by 64 pi. And that will give us our answer. So let's go do 176 divided by 64. 64 pi is about 0.87. So 0.8, 0.9, we'll call that centimeters is my height. So we can always check our work by plugging that back in there and make sure double equals 176. That'd be 64 pi times 0.9 is about 180. If we round that, we would get our answer, right? We rounded that 0.9. So if I do 64 pi, oops, my calculator, 64 pi times that 0.875 number, that'll give me 176. So I checked it, all good. Let's go ahead and find the volume of each of these guys. Shouldn't take too long. V is equal to pi r squared times the height. We're not given our radius, we're given our diameter, so we know each of those is 4, right? Diameter is twice the radius, so 4 squared times the height of 8 is 16. Pi times 8 is 402.1 inches cubed. Our height last time was not cubed because it's a length, right? It's a length. V is equal to, this is a prism, right? It's a prism, not a cylinder. That put through a curved ball in there. That would be the area of the base times the height. So 8 times 8 is my area of my base times 8. That would be 8 cubed, essentially, which is 512 inches cubed. Okay. We can go ahead and knock out these volumes really fast. They give us our height and our radius, so pi 9 squared times 6. That would be 81 pi times 6 is 1526.8. And that's in feet cubed. And then this one, they give us a diameter, right? So pi 1.5 squared times the height of 3. So 1.5 squared times 3 times pi is 21.2 meters cubed. Next one, same thing, pi r squared. They give us a radius. This should be an easy one. Pi 7 squared times the height is 5. That'd be 49 times 5 times pi is 769.7 feet cubed. Number 6, V is equal to pi 5 squared times 10 times 10. 250 pi, multiplying that 25 and that 10 together gives me 785.4 feet cubed. Number 7, V is equal to Pi radius squared, so pi 3 squared times the height of 10 is 90 times pi is 282.7 millimeters cubed. Number 8, pi 2 squared times 1 is just 4 pi, which is 12.6 feet cubed. Let's knock out these last three and then our word problem. V is equal to pi 3 squared times 7. 9 times 7 times pi is 197.9 inches cubed. Number 10, pi times 7.5, which is my radius, half of 15, squared times 5. Gives me 883.6 meters cubed. And number 11, V is equal to pi 4 squared. Diameter is 8, radius is 4 times 16. 16 times 16 times pi is 804.2 centimeters cubed. All right, number 12. A cylindrical swimming pool has a diameter of 16 feet and a height of 4 feet. How many gallons of water can the pool contain? Nearest whole number. So they want gallons. So we're going to have to find our feet and then transfer to gallons. So we have a diameter of 16 feet and a height of 4 feet. So we can say our volume is pi times 8 squared, right? That's my radius times the height of 4. 64 times 4 times pi gives me 804.2 feet cubed. And then I need to take that and multiply it by 7, or divide by 7.5. Divide that by 7.5 gallons per foot. And that takes me to 107. Oops, no, I need to multiply that by it's 7.5 gallons per foot. Wrong way. So multiply that by 7.5. Oh, that's a weird 5. Multiply that by 7.5. Let's take that number, 804, multiply by 7.5. And I get 6,031.9 gallons of water in the swimming pool. They want nearest whole number, looks like. So we'll go 6,032 gallons. Let's find the volume or height of the cone for the next couple. Looks like we got 3 answers at 3. Find the height type problems at the bottom. We got a couple volume ones in the middle and then some various ones here at the beginning. Let's go ahead and find the volume. Volume is equal to 1/3. 1/3 pi r, which is given to us as 6 squared times 15, which is our height. So we'll go 36 times 15 times pi, and then we'll divide that by 3. And we get 565.5 centimeters cubed. Next one, same thing. Different. We're given our volume, but we need to find our height. So 7,200 is equal to 1/3 pi. Radius is 15 squared times the height. We don't know the height. We can divide all that by that value, which 15 squared times pi times 1/3 is 235, so we can divide by about 235. I'll take that exact value, 7,200 divided by that 235 number, gives me 30.6 yards is my height. Okay, so I just multiplied all these guys, and then I divided by that number to get h by itself. Number 4, let's find the volume. Volume is 1/3 pi radius of 2 squared times the height of 4. That would be 16 times pi divided by 3 is 16.7 or 16.8 inches cubed. Next one, V is equal to 1/3 pi 6. Looks like our diameter is given, so 1/3 pi times 3 squared times the height of 3. That would be 9 times 3 times pi, and I divide that by 3, and that gives me 28.3 meters cubed. Next one, volume, looks like this is a 5, that's a 10, if I can read that right. Volume is equal to 1/3 pi times 5 squared times 10. So 25 times 10 times pi times, oops, I'm going to take that number and I'll divide that by 3. And it gives me 261.8 millimeters cubed. Next one, number 7. Volume is equal to 1/3 pi, radius is 1 squared times the height of 2. Gives me about 2 pi over 3. That's about 2.1 feet cubed. 2.1 feet cubed. Right, number 8. Again, given the volume and the height, or given the radius and the height, excuse me, 1/3 pi, radius is 5 squared times the height. It's 25 times 8 times pi. Then I divide that by 3, and I get 209.4 centimeters cubed. Number 9, same thing, 1/3 pi, radius of 3 this time, times the height of 9. So let's see. That's 84.8 yards cubed. And we got about 6 left here, so hang in there. 3, that's a 7. So pi, volume is equal to 1/3 pi times the radius of 3 squared times the height of 7. Gives us 65.9 or 66 feet cubed. Next one, pi r squared times the height times 1/3, so 1/3 pi times 2.5 is my radius, squared times the height of 10. Gives me 65.4 or 65.5 maybe? 65.5 inches cubed. And last of these, section V is equal to 1/3 pi 2 squared times 8. Divided by 3 gives me 33.5 centimeters cubed. That's my answer there. Okay, these last 3, let's do quickly. Find the height of the cone to the nearest tenth given the volume. 1/18 pi is equal to 1/3 pi times the radius of looks like that would be half of 2/3. So half of 2/3 is 1/3. Squared times the height, which we don't know. Height, which we don't know. So let's take these numbers. And looks like we get 1/3 pi, 1/3 squared. Looks like we'll have 1/3 cubed times pi. So we can divide both sides by 0.116. We should get 1/18 divided by 116 number. So 1.5 is the height. Feet is our height. We can also see that 1/3 cubed is the same thing as 1/27, and then the pi's cancel. So we can say what's 1/18 divided by 1/27, which means we flip it, which is 27 over 18. If we divide by a fraction, we multiply by the reciprocal. So 27 over 18 is 1.5. Be another way of looking at it. This one, 225, is equal to 1/3 pi times 5 squared times the height. We can divide both sides by 25 times pi times, divided by 3 is 26. Divide both sides by 26.2. Just about a marathon. 225 divided by that 26.2 number gives me 8.6 centimeters is the height. This last one we're given that our volume is 3.6. That would be equal to 1/3 times pi times the radius, which is, so the diameter is 1.8, so that would be 0.9 squared times the height. Divide both sides by this number, that would be 0.9 squared times pi, and then I would divide that by 3. It's about 0.848. Take that 3.6 number divided by that 0.848 number, I get 4.2 inches is my height. And hopefully this video is helpful in doing your homework or checking your homework. Checking your homework for 15-6.